Hey guys, first fan of the night. First fan of the night. Technically, I think this is third fan of the night. I did film two fans earlier today, but I said those would be my only two fans today, and I said last fan of the night. So we're starting over. If you're following the stories of what's been going on in my schedule, I was supposed to go to the grocery store and didn't, and well, long story short, Nia told me to do all that stuff tomorrow because then otherwise then she would have to do stuff tonight. And so I decided to come back out here and dig up a project I've been meaning to work on for some time, which is there are technically 5 Fascos out here that I got around the same time. Got them for the most part all from one person. And there's 3 Parlor fans and 2 Old Souths, or at least that's what the faceplates are. Sometimes they'll be labeled differently. But from the looks of it, and I think 3 of them do not have lights and 2 of them do. I'm not certain about the light situation. But for the most part, it was just a matter of getting all the parts together. 3 of them should be a really easy test. The 3 without lights should be a really easy test, and I'm going to plan to do 2 of them tonight, maybe more depending on how things are going. The Old South with a light, I just don't know what light came with it or where that is, and so I guess I could just use a switch cap from one of the other ones. But I like to film the fans as they come so I know what parts are there. These videos are as much for my own reference as they are for anybody else's. I like to know, like if I want to go and install them somewhere, I'm like, okay, well, this fan came with this and this fan came with that, and I can't do that if I swap parts too much in the videos. But then the 5th Parlor fan is a complete clusterfuck. The electrician, when they were taking it down, twisted the switch housing off, cut the wires right at the stationary shaft, left the downrod attached, but then cut the wires at the top of the downrod. And it looks like it had gotten wet. So it's just, I've got that one on the workbench right now. And I got the motor working by itself. It has the Slumber Quiet type electronics, and I don't think I'll be putting anything like that back in it. So the question is, how do I want to put it back together? Came with a really cool light, though. But yeah, if you don't know why that's such a clusterfuck, it's because those wires are fed so tight down that stationary shaft that they have to be machine threaded. And so in order, I had, it was very tough pulling them out. I managed to get them out. And so I will basically, I'm going to basically use Jonas wire and probably do fewer wires down the shaft. But if I do that, then the question is, do I make it a 2-speed fan? Do I try to source a cardboard box? I guess it kind of depends on how these do on the test rig, which I guess takes me to this video. So enough talky, more testy. This is the first. So let's talk a little bit about white and brass ornate parlor fans. This is the closest that I've come to an important childhood fan. There was an ice cream parlor. There was a strip mall. And the strip mall is really interesting because it has had a myriad vintage fans in it, but I don't remember all of them. When I was a kid, what I remember being there was an ice cream parlor and a Kinko's Copies. And every Kinko's Copies had 2 gray Delta 2s. Some had 4 blades, some had 5. This, I believe, had 5 bladers. And my mom always loved Kinko's Copies. And then there was an ice cream parlor that had a white and brass ornate Fasco Parlour fan with cane blades. So the cane blades is what I'm missing. Now, my memory says it was polished brass and white. So I'm wondering if maybe it was an ornate polished motor, like not a white and brass motor, because the white and brass was antique and brass, but then came white blades on a polished motor. That's certainly possible. Fasco also had Corsican brass, and then I also wonder if maybe it could have been a Thomas. But what I'd like to find and try, but what my memory says is that it was white and brass motor, white cane blades. So I need to find that version, or at least a spare set of white cane blades. But this is this is my first white and brass ornate 52-inch parlor. So, yeah, and I have a matched set of 2, 3 if you count the one that I'm looking at the motor housing. They did make white and and brass motors, because the one that I'm looking at on the workbench right now, it's polished and white. And the white looks more like an antique white. Here, I can show you. It's dirty, but you can also kind of see. So, yeah. So cane blades on that one would nail it. Although, yeah. So, okay. Low with the triac-based solid state. High power factor and high current draw for such a slow, low speed. I learned something interesting when I had the other motor on the workbench, which is that there is a resistor that is in the circuit all the time with these. Why, I don't know. Because I understand why Fasco used resistors for speeds, and I understand why they use them for the slumber quiet, but one that's just set to high with the pull chain bypassing all of the other electronics, there's still a resistor in the circuit, and the motor won't work without it. And that's something that's new to me that I'm going to have to either look into or just not understand. But I'm not good at not understanding. Okay, let's tack low on the thing. Oh, solid 200. So that is going to be right around 50. Let's go up gradually. By the way, there's a difference between audio taper and linear taper potentiometers. That's why speeds on slumber quiet triac-based system are not always linear. Okay. 0.9, 107 watts, power factor of 1. Let's tack that. That's a clean 484. So that is 121, right? Alexa, what's 121 times 4?
121 times 4 is 484.
Yeah, see? Okay. There's high. $121. $660. Alexa, what's 660 divided by 4?
660 divided by 4 is 165.
So that's a little bit on the slow side. $551. Alexa, what's 551 by 14.75?
551 times 14.75 is 8,127.25.
Okay, so that's well into the K55 category, even though it's considerably under 200. Now, if we're going to test it in reverse, I do not remember if I tightened the set screw. I'm pretty sure I did tighten the set screw. I remember, now that I think about it, I remember tightening the set screw. But I'm going to check. Because a fan unscrewing and falling, especially an important childhood fan, or at least close to, is not something. Okay. Let's just see here. Yeah, I tightened that. That's cranked, as the Scottish metal bands would say. Okay, here's low reverse. Medium. Oh yeah, because those have those stupid ball sockets. I was real panicky for a second. Those things are freaking stupid. Yeah, just about the same in reverse. You want to know something interesting? So far, I have had 3 of these motors on the workbench. The 3 motors with the Parlor faceplates, because those are the ones... Well, I planned on testing the 2 good ones with the Parlor faceplates tonight. And then I wanted to start working on the other one, because I didn't know if it was going to be a big job or a huge job. And so what's interesting is the 2 with the fans are in perfect shape, super noisy bearings. The one with that looks like it has water damage and the wires were cut and it looks like the electrician fucked it up even when he installed it, much less when some different electrician theoretically took it down. It just looks horrible. Silent bearings. At least on the bench. Sometimes you put a load on a motor and it's different. I'm guessing this is going to start at 3. I feel like these did not start at 2 before, but here's 2. Here's 3. I said that because I was thinking about the bearing health. And this one, and like I said, the ones that... I think it's just that the ones that are in nice shape, they must have got used a lot. I don't know if the one in rough shape got used as anything other than a light. I'm going to start soaking these parts while I'm out here. I might even run these through the dishwasher, honestly. They're that bad. I think this was... Oh, yeah. It's either in a kitchen or a smoker's house or both. 3, 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And off in the distance you hear crunch, 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 crunch. 9. 10. So if we use these on a treat life control, all the speeds would be usable, but there would be no real medium to speak of. Here's 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Crunch, 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 crunch. 25 is over. There's 23. 23 is right on. Okay, so how does it do on the solid state? This is an important question because I might have to put a cardboard box in the project one. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of project fans that are interesting. But that's why they live here. Or do I still have something on? Where's it? Oh, solid state wasn't set to 0. Well, that's damn close to silent then, because I couldn't tell that it was on. I mean, granted, the heater's running behind me. Let me turn the heater off. And these lights in here still make some noise. It's not... Actually, we can even get around that if we want to. Alexa, garage off. Alexa, garage off. Alexa, garage bullet lights on. Honestly, that doesn't even look bad. That's kind of a classy looking video. And let's see what's better or worse without the flash helps. But Alexa, garage fans off. Now there's nothing in here that makes sound except for me. Okay, so it's not silent. But I think it's bedroom. Yeah. I'd call that bedroom quiet. I could put a cardboard box. I don't have spare cardboard boxes, but I know you can still buy them. Yeah, I mean, I've got fans that came with solid state controls that are noisier than that. Well, let's leave the lights like this. This actually looks pretty good. Alexa, garage fans low. You know, these bullet lights were a cool idea. Okay, 0 to high. Big inrush? Yes. Okay. I'm going to guess these are metal. Because I know he likes Fascos. So I'm going to guess these are Cannibal Corpse. I know Rick likes Fascos. I don't know how he feels about Parlor fans. I'm going to guess... Well, I don't know if white and brass makes a difference either. I'm going to guess this is probably on the line between Avocado Appliance and Wood Grain Station Wagon. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to see if I can get to... There's a lot of words that mean maybe in that sentence. I'm for sure gonna hang the next one, and then and we'll see what else happens tonight. It's already pretty late, but I feel like doing stuff. Okay, well, stay tuned for a word from our sponsors, and of course, buy Pedro's and buy Fanstick. Thanks for watching. Alexa, garage on.
This video is brought to you by the following sponsors: Sandstick, Lightstick, Taco Burrito Mexico, Sperry, the beverage of fan collectors, The Good Manufacturing Company, 81220 LLC, where our motto is crunch, 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 crunch. rickorsheep.com, a fun game you can play with your friends. For more information, go to rickorsheep.com. Power Vacuum, the vacuum with more vacuums. Udong Batteries. When I think of batteries, I think of Udong.
Major funding for this series is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by the annual financial support of viewers like you.
Pedro's making Mexican. Pedro's making Mexican.